Hey guys, how's it going? I am WWE Hall of Famer Lita, welcoming you to General Admission Wrestling.
Gentlemen, welcome to Evolution. 2 weeks to the day away from Bash at the Beach, and of course the live admission fee going down July 25th. Join us 7 p.m. Eastern for the live admission fee, and then Bash at the Beach begins at 8 p.m. Eastern on July 25th, and we'll run for the rest of the week. We've got more announcements to come, and of course, make sure you join the Discord. Link is down in the description. Not only do you get to hang out with the greatest community in wrestling, but you also get exclusive announcements about Bash at the Beach, about admission fee, about everything across GAW. Exclusive polls, exclusive coverage of press conferences, only available in the GAW Discord. Hopefully we'll see you there. Boy, it's certainly rare for Queen Alexia to come up against someone else who is less popular than her, but I think we might have found it. In Sophia Sweetness, she challenged Lazzara for the Rise Championship just a couple weeks ago. Of course, Lazzara will be on hand a little bit later on to watch Yamamoto in one final match before they go at it over the Rise title. Sophia Sweetness has done nothing to endear herself to the fans ever since leaving Lazzara's tutelage back in Season 2. So if it's at all possible, the fans might actually be cheering for Queen Alexia in this match. And that would be the weirdest sight just about anyone's ever seen. Here we go. Let's see how they do react as Alexia, her first match back since falling to Yamamoto in a tremendous 2 out of 3 falls match. That was back on our Cairo debut. So Alexia is going to be looking to make a statement here, and Alexia does just that. Watch Sophia Sweetness run straight past her and over with the Pele kick and a standing shooting star press. Alexia may have problems against Yamamoto, but those do not extend to anyone else. Sophia Sweetness barely able to survive the handspring Pele kick. And now Alexia up top, that's a diving shooting star press. Doing it from the mat wasn't good enough. Now she'll do it. Oh, springboard, Phoenix splash, are you kidding me? Sweetness kicks out. I'm still recovering from what was an unreal episode of Friday Night Storm that dropped a few days ago. If you haven't seen that, go watch it right now. It was just game-changing when it comes to GAW. I'm still recovering. Sweetness trying to recover from the early blitz of Queen Alexia. Snap here. Sweetness drop kick found its mark. Well, this is one way to do it. I like Sophia Sweetness' strategy here. Trying to go for the submission, just trying to breathe again, but Alexia shut that down quickly. Alexia, face breaker over the knee. Not quite the Queen's Crown. It might do the Queen's Crown's job. No. Alexia from the top. Sophia Sweetness. Did she catch her? I don't think so. I think Alexia went over the top, reverse DDT, and now Alexia standing moonsault press. She already went with the shooting star press. Let's just add to it if you're Queen Alexia. Absolute domination from Queen Alexia. And now Alexia, backstabber. Will Sophia Sweetness doesn't matter. Queen Alexia's backstabber puts away Sophia's sweetness. I would call that one hell of a statement in her first match back after losing to Yamamoto. I don't know what she might be thinking next, but I think Lazzara's not the only. Whoa, hey, wait a minute. Oh, it's Ingress and Dagonite. Y'all are still talking about old shit, aren't you? Did we all watch the same episode of Evolution last week? What was it that Bryan Danielson said? Fickle. You fans are fucking fickle. You think lazy pieces of shit like Gibson, Lazzara, Eddie, and Park would be champions right now if you fickle fans knew what you really wanted and didn't change your favorites at the drop of a hat. Queen Alexia versus Yamamoto for the Rise Championship is far better than feeding Moto to Lazzara like she's cannon fodder. The real Dagonite versus Santanico or Midnight would have been a better watch over seeing Santanico crush Devin Andrews like a bug. You triple Fs in the crowd and at home hold way too much power. And it's my time to strip it away. Moving forward, any injustices, we will right them. Any opportunities, we will take them. And any championships being held by the unfit, like Paul Heyman said, we will take them. I start with Lighter. He will know who the real Titan is. Yamamoto is my ultimate goal. I'm going to rebuild and then stand over her as the real best in this or any women's division on the planet. Remember my words. Remember them very, very fucking well. We three are never alone. Gore always follows. Are you done, you little shit? You know, normally I expect 20-year-olds to act like jackasses all the time. Most of them are in bars getting drunk and fumbling around for 6-year-old condoms. But you, Dagonite, you were different. At 18 years old, you dedicated yourself to this sport. You grew up around the best wrestlers in the world, and you were already carving your own legacy. But you let this delusional little prick turn you away from that. You gave up the chance to make a legacy. Now you're just helping his. But you won't get a second chance from me. You're just like all the other kids in the world. You can never see the bigger picture. So you need me to teach you one more lesson. And I very gladly will at Bash at the Beach. There are many people to admire in general admission wrestling. That is precisely why we are here. I could name names, of course. Jacob Ace did a phenomenal job last week against Mr. Hernandez. I believe TJ Frost has a future as well. And of course, I, like so many others, will be watching Adonis Carter later. But it somehow always comes back to young men like Chandler Marcy. We will be growing the family. And that is the sort of man that I would want around my business. Stepping into against Lighter. Lighter is one of the many men in GAW that I would not want to piss off at the best of times. But Dagonite has taken away Lighter's dream of becoming two-time Evolution Tag Team Champions. When you stand in the way of Lighter, that is not a good place to be. Dagonite might find that out sooner rather than later. Speaking of which, Katherine Sakamoto is the only thing that stands between Yamamoto and Lazzara with the Rise Championship on the line. We will be joined by Lazzara shortly as she takes in this match from ringside. Of course, the protege of the great Kazuchika Okada. But it's an inside joke between the two of them that Moto at the top of the stage does a little bit of that, the air guitar. Of course, that's a reference to one of Okada's great rivals, Hiroshi Tanahashi. So it's an inside joke between those two, but you can hear the music, you can see Yamamoto's style. This is Okada's protege, no question. By the way, if you like the music that you're hearing now, or you hear on Friday Night Storm, or you hear on Rookie of the Year, or anywhere, make sure you check out our official GAW Spotify playlist. Link is down in the description or on the website, generaladmissionwrestling.com. Yamamoto has a big challenge in front of her, not just Lazzara, but Katherine Sakamoto is a former Evolution Women's Champion. In fact, Katherine was only the second ever recognized champion, and she beat both Yamamoto and Lazzara in a three-way dance to do it. So this is no walkover. But Yamamoto knows that. There's no chance that she's going to be taken by surprise by Katherine. And with that, we welcome in the Rise champion herself, Lazzara, taking the match in from ringside. Lazzara, if I could just ask you a couple of questions about your opponent at Bash at the Beach, Yamamoto. You said last week that you have a couple of things that you wanted to talk to her about, a couple of things that maybe you could teach her. Could you shed a little bit of light on what those might be? You know, it's kind of a difficult question to answer, but I think the main thing is when you're trained by someone like Okada, and I know because I was trained by Lita, right? So, you know, two legends, and the hardest thing to kind of get through your mind is that there's some things that they say that won't necessarily be applicable to you and what you're doing. So the problem with what I see from Yamamoto is that she takes that Okada styling and she basically uses that at all times, and I think she can really take a step to the next level if she, I think, learns to sort of be more of her own person, if that makes sense, and try to use her own style in the ring. Well, that neckbreaker is her own style. Katherine Sakamoto able to kick out. Lazzara, I think you might be being a little bit unfair toward Yamamoto. Something like that we're seeing with the elbow drop. I mean, Okada does it, but Okada does so many things that are great. Isn't it just a credit to Yamamoto that she was able to soak in all that knowledge and now is able to replicate the game of one of the greatest wrestlers of all time? Well, I mean, yes, on the surface it definitely is. But you're seeing this, see the knee bar. That's something that we don't normally see from Okada. So I think Yamamoto needs to realize that she's different than Okada. She can do things differently. And I think we're going to see it here. Rainmaker! Well, that's exactly what Okada would do, and Yamamoto, no! But see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I mean. Was the Rainmaker the right call in that situation? Well, I think the Discus Lariat was the right call in that situation. Lazzara, thank you so much for joining us here. Yamamoto, she's going to wind it up again. Rainmaker, number 2. Yamamoto absolutely lays her out. Moto hooks the leg, and Yamamoto with 2 Rainmakers. That is a statement, and she knew that the Rise champion was watching. Yamamoto soaking it in, but you gotta give her credit. She's staying within herself. Very mature here from Yamamoto, knowing that that championship match with Lazzara is in just a couple weeks at Bash, and now Lazzara into the ring, the Rise champion. And the champ, looks like has a couple words for Yamamoto. She was not, to her credit, she wasn't making it up. She has some advice for the challenger. This is not something you normally see. Whoa! Moto brushing her off. Yamamoto is out. She didn't listen to a single thing. That's the most disrespectful I think I've ever seen Yamamoto. You know, I've never really done this before. For the first year, or how long have I been here? About 18 months since I got into GAW. I was just too. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to challenge anybody. I didn't want to put myself out there like that. I really just wanted to be here and learn and try to do my absolute best. But now I think I got to say something. I think we both have to say something. We look at John Gotti, and I think he's coming in here and he thinks he can change GAW. He thinks he can take it away from people like us that have been here and trained here and tried to transform this place and make it better. And all he wants to do is just come here and make some money and transform it in the way that he wants to do it. And I think it's time that someone steps up right now and shuts him down. And that is exactly what Ultimate Flight wants to do. We want to see John Gotti, and we want to put him in his place. Ultimate Flight segues us perfectly into talking about Bash at the Beach, which begins in 2 weeks. And of course, for the first time ever, we will be live, July 25th, 7 p.m. Eastern, and it will be Ultimate Flight versus the Gotti crime family on the admission fee. And in addition to that, a special Storm title match, Gifted Punishment versus War Machine, with the tag team championships on the line. But when it comes to Bash at the Beach, so many matches from Evolution to look forward to. Braddock versus Santanico, the first Raw champion versus the greatest Raw champion. Lazzara versus Yamamoto. We've seen some heat between these two. Is that going to continue with the Rise title on the line? Jason Parker makes a major announcement about the future of Garrett Gibson and Lancelot. Lighter Dagonite. The Titans implode in a titanic clash. Who will reign supreme from one of the great tag teams in GAW history? And of course, it's Lee Carr versus Derrick Cole for the Apex Championship. Jason Parker will have an announcement about Carr coming up later on. And the main event of Bash at the Beach, that's Friday, July 29th. It's the Rumble on the Beach, redone, 30-man interval-based battle royal. The winner gets a World or Apex Championship match. All that and more at Bash at the Beach, starting in 2 weeks.
See you.
first match here in Season 3. This is the man who put up a 10-2 record back in Season 2. And for all his talk, for all his bluster, and for all the fact that the story surrounding the Buccaneers has been mostly about Devin Andrews over the last number of months, for all of that, we cannot forget that Kurt Andrews is a two-time Apex champion. He is the only man in the history of the GAW Academy to hold that championship twice. Combined, he's held it for over 200 days, which makes him across two reigns the longest reigning Apex champion in history, also the most defenses of any Apex champion in history. So this man is synonymous with Evolution Academy history, and he can be synonymous with more if he picks up a win over his opponent here today. Respect Braddock, you gotta give it up to him. This man is not backing down. 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, he came in and issued a challenge to Santanico for the Raw Championship. Last week, he comes in for his first match in GAW. He takes on the massive Samoan Eddie Tonga. And now, in just his third week in General Admission Wrestling, he decides to take on one of the most prolific Apex champions of all time. Never say that this man is not willing to take on a challenge and prove himself. And what's funny is that he is the man, one of the men who least needs to prove himself in GAW. His underground background speaks for itself, given where he's been, who he's faced, who he's beaten. Classic rivalries with the likes of men that you have heard of, men like Lancelot. First cover of the match here from Kurt Andrews. It's a 1 count. Kurt Andrews going to present a much different challenge than Eddie Tonga. That's the kind of thing I mean. Andrews, a tremendously talented athlete. In fact, before Derrick Cole came in, it was pretty much agreed that Andrews was the best athlete in the GAW Academy. I think Derrick Cole has blown all of that up. We're seeing it right there. Seeing exactly what I mean. By the way, folks, if you're not already, go ahead and follow us on social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Relive great GAW moments, like on Friday Night Storm when Brandon Collins debuted with Chris Danger. Relive moments like that and so much more over on social media. Links are in the description. Braddock just tossing Kurt Andrews over the top. And now Braddock up to the top rope. He throws with a splash to the outside. Braddock took to the skies. And now some more unconventional offense from Braddock as he rolls over, and you can see you obviously can't get pinned on the outside, so Braddock is just sitting back on his own shoulders, just trying to choke out Kurt Andrews. That's the kind of thing that Braddock is so used to. In the underground, there's a lot more no disqualification, street fight type battles than what we see in GAW, so Braddock is used to fighting that very gritty, very violent style. But of course, so is Kurt Andrews. When he came into GAW, he was holding two belts from the underground, so this is not a man who is any stranger to championship success. Andrews with a neck breaker. And it'll be another cover here from Kurt Andrews. He got the 2 and more than that. Coming up next in our main event, the Apex champion is in action. Derrick Cole taking on one of the hottest rookies in the world, Adonis Carter, with Satan Cedric in his corner. We will take a look back at what has happened so far on Rookie of the Year and how we got to that particular match. That is all coming up next. Kurt Andrews looking for a big upset here of Braddock and would certainly enter himself into the Raw Championship discussion if he gets the win over Braddock, but he cannot be overconfident by what he's doing right now, because Eddie Tonga did the same thing, and Braddock came back and won that match. Kurt Andrews a cover, and another kick out from Braddock. That's exactly what I mean. Braddock rolls to his feet, starches Kurt Andrews with a right, and now Braddock, power bomb. Braddock rolls through, and blisters Kurt Andrews with a knee strike. Cover, no. Those of you who've been watching Rookie of the Year, you know that as click-clack as Raymond Church. Kurt Andrews is able to survive, and now that body slam attempt countered. Andrews turns him around with a kick. Andrews pulls him back into a standing moonsault. Oh my goodness, standing Spanish fly, no! That was spectacular. And now Andrews looking for more, but that boot caught. And now Braddock, flatliner. Braddock is a great athlete in his own right, but you will not see him doing things like that standing Spanish fly. He uses his athleticism in more traditional ways. That is not a knock on him at all. His championship pedigree in the underground, as I say, speaks for itself. This is the way that Braddock will use his athleticism. Reverse suplex. And Braddock, is he seeing the end in sight here? He's going up top. Andrews in the drop zone, double foot stomp. Braddock came down right in the chest, no protection. Braddock hooks the leg, no! Oh, that was nasty. Fist drop misses. Kurt Andrews back to his feet. Braddock, oh, he backed him up with that left. That's the famous Braddock left jab. He's an orthodox striker. That left jab comes from in front, and it backs you up. It allows Braddock some space to do this. Powerbomb rolls him through again, and that knee strike caught him right on the button. But this time Braddock knows he needs more. Andrews to his feet. Braddock, power slam. He bloodied Andrews with the knee, and now he knocks it out with the power slam. Braddock is going to Bash at the Beach, and I hope Santanico is watching. What a statement win from the first ever Raw champion. Braddock is 2-0 in GAW. If he makes it 3, he will end Santanico's undefeated streak, and he will become Raw champion. And this just in, courtesy of Jason Parker, next week it will be an official contract signing between Braddock and Santanico. Do not miss it. That's Evolution next Monday. But let's go now to TJ Frost, standing by backstage. Oh, you thought it was real funny to get involved in my fucking business, you pussy ass bitch? Well, this just went from business to ice cold motherfucking personal. You trying to stand between me and my reward? Me and my money? Derrick, you don't know what you just did, but I promise I'm gonna teach you. You put up any one of your boys next week, and I'll show you exactly what I'm gonna do to your bitch ass. Well, for those of you who have not been watching Rookie of the Year in our first 2 episodes, first of all, what are you doing? You gotta go watch. It is, of course, the show featuring the 12 best rookies from around the world. The winner of the competition gets a contract right here for Evolution. Team captains Eddie Hernandez and Kurt Andrews have been leading their teams of 6 in pitched combat. We have seen some absolute chaos. The first match of the entire series, Chris Alexia versus Marlon Wright, the 2 longest tenured members of the GAW roster competing on Rookie of the Year. It was a terrific match. Chris Alexia comes out on top. We've seen unreal polished wrestlers like Takahashi and Ryan Skinner come through. They have faced each other twice already. The first week of competition began with another unbelievable contest between Chris Alexia and Marlon Wright. This time, Wright gets the win with the Brain Buster. And then if you missed the main event, you really missed out. Raymond Church against Adonis Carter. Kurt Andrews pulled some strings. He said the winner of that match, both members of his team, would get a match here against Derrick Cole, the Apex champion, and Adonis Carter proved why he is widely considered the favorite to win the Rookie of the Year competition. Carter gets the win with the Chicago Masterclass, and it earns him and his Uncle Satan Cedric a trip to Evolution, probably not for the last time, to take on the Apex champion.
Pop full of them bad, cause I be killing it. Play around with them bad, cause I be killing it. I don't think I'm stacked, cause I be killing it. I take your girl, cause I be killing it. Pop full of them bad, cause I be killing it. Play around with them bad, cause I be killing it. I don't think I'm stacked, cause I be killing it.
I think this will not be the last time that you see these two on Evolution. As I mentioned, Adonis Carter, widely considered the favorite to win the Rookie of the Year competition and earn a contract. Of course, we know that that means next to nothing, but it's worth pointing out his athleticism, his polish, and his fight make him one of the most promising rookies we have ever seen in GAW.
I came to collect.
Tell me you are a star without telling me you're a star. Just look like Derrick Cole, the Apex champion, since defeating Garrett Gibson for the title with a major assist from Lancelot, I might add, back at Cairo. The cold-hearted one is gearing up for his first defense of that championship coming at Bash at the Beach when he takes on Lee Carr. But he has been very active ever since then. Of course, he was pretty instrumental in choosing Lee Carr as that opponent, as he stepped in, stopped TJ Frost from getting a pinfall in a three-way match for #1 contendership. Now, we heard TJ earlier on, once again talking about getting his reward, his money, and revenge by beating Derrick Cole. But Cole has time to take on this promising rookie, Adonis Carter. And I gotta give Derrick Cole some credit here. A lot of guys would not have done this. This is a very high risk, low reward situation. But Derrick Cole is taking it anyway. If Adonis Carter wins here, it would be probably the biggest upset in Evolution history and would give Carter a one-way ticket to a championship match. If Cole wins here, he still has to fight Lee Carr at Bash, and Adonis Carter is just a rookie. But let's not disparage Adonis Carter. Again, one of the most talented men we have seen come through the GAW Academy, and we're seeing it here. Loads up the 450 from a standing position. First cover of the match from Carter and Derrick Cole. That's an easy kick out from Cole. You can see Carter's Uncle Satan Cedric saying, oh my God! Carter caught the referee with the elbow, and this is a guy who was so charged up, had so much momentum, and Derrick Cole able to just keep it cool. You can see it right on the back of his pants, cold-hearted, and that's what he is. I don't know if his blood pressure has ever gone above about 100. I don't think his pulse has ever gone above 88. I don't think this guy has ever even sweated in his life. One of the coolest men on tour. Kick out from Carter. Before we get any further, let's go back to the office. Commissioner Jason Parker has some announcements for next week's Evolution. You know, something feels right about being back in this position, but nothing is right about what's going on with all this Las Vegas connection stuff, so let's sort it out. TJ Frost versus Marco Diaz. Lee Carr versus Angelo Diaz next week. And in the main event, it'll be Hernandez and Pac versus Pretty Bad Deal with the tag team titles on the line. It's a make-or-break night for LVC. It is indeed a make-or-break night for LVC, and Derrick Cole getting it started early. A make-or-break match for him here against Adonis Carter. And we see how good he is, how much he's proven. Well, we'll see the rest of his LVC teammates next week. We actually haven't seen them run much together as a team as much as they did in Season 2. Obviously, Derrick Cole not too bothered by that. He's doing okay. And I'm excited to see Pretty Bad Deal go up against Hernandez and Park for the titles. Cover! Carter kicks out. By the way, folks, check out the website, generaladmissionwrestling.com. Read full recaps of every show as they happen. You never have to miss a minute. So if you can't watch every second of GAW programming, it's okay. You can catch up in minutes and be ready for Bash at the Beach, July 25th. Derrick Cole climbing up top, and the jam of the elbow drop. Adonis Carter moved. Carter out of the way, but that strike misses as Derrick Cole, too fast. Carter, Snapdragon. His uncle, trainer, manager, whatever you want to call him, Satan Cedric, a longtime member of the Underground. He was one of the first true underground wrestlers many years ago. So he helped define the way that the Underground works. Adonis Carter with the moonsault, but again, we're just seeing the rookie making some rookie mistakes. I mean, that's exactly what we'd expect to see from Carter, but you love to see this energy from him going up against the champ. Not a shred of nerves in Adonis Carter. Left Cole's foot underneath the ropes, but it's okay. Carter goes straight back onto the offensive with the Uranagi. Carter is fired up, and here he goes. Carter from the top. Flipping leg drop, and Derrick Cole saw it coming all the way. Now Cole sends him into the corner. Derrick Cole, what a forearm. Cole backs it up. Carter swings wildly and misses. Eats a spear from Derrick Cole. And Cole hooks the leg. Derrick Cole puts away Adonis Carter with an absolutely vicious spear. Add that to the list of Derrick Cole's dangerous offensive maneuvers. But applause, hands up for Adonis Carter, a standing O for the rookie, which he absolutely deserves. He walked in here and gave the champ everything he had. Congratulations to Adonis Carter. We will see him and the rest of the rookies on Rookie of the Year on Wednesday. So make sure you join us. And of course, subscribe. We got Rookie of the Year, we got Storm, we've got 2 weeks until Bash at the Beach. And of course, the admission fee live 7 p.m. Eastern on July 25th. And then Bash at the Beach begins. Subscribe. We'll see you next time.